Hi there, it's Wendy Hernandez with Command the Courtroom. And in this week's video, I want to talk with you what you should be doing if you have an older child who is telling you that he or she wants the custody or parenting time arrangements to be changed. So I had this issue just come up in one of my cases, and let me give you a little background. I have a client, and he had custody of his three boys as they were growing up. But as the boys were growing up, one of them started to give him a hassle a few years ago, saying that he wanted to live with mom, who lives in Arizona, and father, by the way, lives in a different state. And father and mother went through a couple of rounds of litigation where they were battling over whether the boy would get to come and live with mother or not. And ultimately, in those rounds of litigation, they settled the case. But more recently, the boy came to spend time with mother during summer break. And at the end of summer break, he essentially refused to go home. And the boy is 16 years old. According to mother, the boy refused to get in the plane, to get in the car, to go to the airport, and he just wouldn't go. So mother, in father's view, didn't do anything to facilitate getting the boy home, and school started in the other state, and the boy was missing days. Father was being contacted by the school. Father was trying to talk to mother, saying, hey, let's figure out how to work this out. Meanwhile, mother just kept the boy here with her in Arizona. She didn't file anything. She didn't do anything. She enrolled him in a new school in Arizona. She disenrolled him from the other school. And so that led father to file certain paperwork in the state of Arizona. Well, as it turns out, father didn't file exactly the right paperwork. So the court had a hearing in very short order, but the court said, Dad, I can't order the relief that you're asking for because you didn't ask for the right thing. But what the judge did do is admonish the mother, and he chastised the mother, and he said, you can't do things this way. You don't take the law into your own hands. And if you have a situation where an older child is telling you that he or she wants to do something, then you need to take the right steps and follow the law. You need to follow the court order until that order is changed. And if the order needs to be changed right away, then it's your obligation to file a motion in front of the judge or in front of the court who's handling that case, and ask that judge to modify the order accordingly so a hearing can be held and a judge can make a determination whether the change is in the best interest of the child. So the judge told my client, basically, Dad, if you go and file the right motion, I'm probably going to grant you the relief that you're requesting. So my client had to think long and hard about whether he was going to do that, because that's a whole different issue. Having a child who doesn't necessarily want to live with one parent but is ordered to live with one parent, and father just didn't know if that would be best for the child, because he anticipated that he and his son would be battling it out for the next couple years, and he didn't know if that conflict would be the best thing. So what remains to happen remains to be seen. The point is if you have a child and there's a court order, and that child saying that he or she wants to do something that's different than the court order, then you have to take the right steps. The example that I often hear judges use, and that the judge used in this case, was, if you have a child who's telling you, I don't want to go to school today, or I don't want to go to school anymore, would you force that child to go to school? Is it in the child's best interest not to go to school? And the answer is that, yeah, you would force your kid to go to school, because it's not in your child's best interest not to go to school. And the judge says it's the same with the law. If there's a court order, then some judge has found it's in the child's best interest to have that certain arrangement. And so you have to abide by that law. If you think that the circumstances have changed, then file a motion. If you need to file an emergency motion, then file an emergency motion. But if you don't follow the law, you could be compromising your future rights in the courtroom, especially if somebody does file the right motion and the judge hears it. You could be facing contempt and facing maybe getting custody taken away from you, as well as other things. So I hope this little tip helped. If you like these videos, be sure and subscribe on YouTube. You'll get notification each week when I release a new one. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Like us on Facebook. If you have a question that you'd like me to address in a future video, send it to me. But until next week, keep on trucking, and remember to command the courtroom.